Thank you very much, Dave, and welcome to those joining us on the Orient Live Debrief released on YouTube. A draw probably fair in the end, Brendan.
Yeah, frustrating in the manner it came about, but on the balance of play, I think Bolton probably just about edged it, so I think a draw is a decent enough result.
And Jabbo, players dead on their feet at the end there. Reg couldn't even walk. It was a really tough test for the boys in that second half. Bolton were a very good side.
Yeah, Bolton were very relentless in the end, and you can see how much effort the boys put in there, considering how many people went down with cramps and whatnot. So it's just they put such a shift in, and to get that close, it's going to feel so deflating. I think in the end it was a fair result, but we were just that close against a team that's going to be there or thereabouts. It just leaves that little bit of a bitter taste.
It does hurt, doesn't it? Because it was a great finish. We'll come on to the goal shortly, but you thought Orient were going to hold on and see it out, and it would have been a fantastic, heroic performance for 3 points, but not today.
Yeah, and I think we might have potentially, if not for the injury to Reg, where look, you're playing with 10 men because he was on there, but he couldn't move. He was just being a body, basically standing in the centre circle. And when you go down to 10 men, and a side like Bolton are pushing players for you, they're going to create space, they're going to create opportunities, and really we did really well to limit Cozier Dewberry to very little this game. But the one chance we gave him where he can cut inside onto his left foot, he took it, and it's a great finish, to be fair.
Let's start with the goal that put us ahead then, and it was a really well worked goal. Some subs from the gaffer really changed the game in our favour in that second half, and Tom James crucial for this one, but Josh Cromer, another assist for him. Let's take a look at this one. Jack Simpson on the spot to put it away. It was a well-worked goal.
Yeah, it was very well worked, and fair play to the gaffer making those changes and everything. And then again, you can see them just working the ball, being patient. No, that's not the one.
This is
the one. Yeah.
Yep.
And then great off the ball run from Cromer there, and like the form he's in with his assist, great pace to go across the face of the goal, and not the person you expect to get on the end of it, but yeah, fantastic for Josh Simpson to get his goal.
Josh Cromer did fantastic to add another assist to his tally as well. Listen, a great finish from Simpson, but look, he did so well there. Hopefully that goes down as an assist for him.
Oh yeah, you've got to give it to him, and don't think he had his best game, Josh Cromer, today. He's played really, really well this season, but he was very quiet today. Bolton nullified him well, but gets another goal contribution, and that's what he's been doing so far this season. He's a moments player. When he gets in those positions, he makes things happen, and he's done really well just to nick the ball in front of the keeper. And fair play to Jack Simpson, because I think he was really, really good today, commanding, but in the kind of performance that we kind of expected when we signed a player of his calibre. He's played at a high level and deserved his goal today.
And let's look at Bolton in that second half as well. They showed real quality, and that they asked us a lot of questions, and we were defensively really good for 90 minutes in that kind of formation of the back three, weren't we, Jabbo?
Yeah, we was, and you take into consideration we did go down theoretically to 10 players, because poor Reg was struggling to mobilise himself around the pitch, but they are a good team. They've got good individuals. They work the ball well. They're not afraid to take shots from a distance. Not afraid to be on the front foot and carry the ball forward. So I think it was a good test for our defence, and considering recent times defensively the team have been a little bit open. We put up a good fight. We rode our luck at times, but you can walk away saying we kept a score line down and against a good team, attackers.
How do you think Bolton will feel? Obviously, let's ignore the late equaliser for them. But going into this game, we frustrated them. They probably had a lot of respect for us in that 90 minutes, in a sense of how we were limiting. It was a really close fought battle for the majority of it.
Yeah, definitely. They would have come into this one on a high. They'd just beat Wimbledon very comfortably at home last weekend, and they would have been expecting to go to and dominate today. And look, they edged it probably in terms of the chances that we're seeing and the balance of play, but they didn't create masses and masses of clear-cut chances. I think there's only a couple of decent saves from Simkin, and otherwise I think we limited them quite well. And I think it proved that Richie was right to go with the back five.
maybe got away with that one there coming off their own player. But in a sense of defending our own box, Jabbo, maybe there's been some comments thrown towards the side about defending set pieces or whatnot, but they all stood up today and they defended that box really well.
Yeah, magnificently they did. They all stood up well. You know, they put the bodies on the line, great blocks, great covering at times as well. You know, and it was indicative in terms of the way people were going down with cramps. You know, they really put everything on the line today, and sometimes that's what it's going to take, especially against a team that have such you know, attacking Arsenal as Bolton did. You know, it was a good test, and we can take some great confidence from that game moving forward.
We don't really want to watch this one back, but the 92nd minute, the goal now, it felt like it was coming a little bit. We were really hanging on at times, and then this is a moment of quality from a really good player that we highlighted a lot. You've spoken about him a lot today, Brendan.
Yeah, I think Dimitri Mitchell has done really well to nullify him for most of the game, and just here it's just that one moment where he's got a little bit of space and come inside and he scored a wonderful goal. It's just that little bit of movement and come inside, and that's what he's capable of, and that's why we've kind of done so well to limit him just to that. And it's only when, like we've said, we're effectively down to 10 men where he's been able to get that little yard of space, and look, it's an unbelievable finish, isn't it?
That's right at the top drawer, isn't it, Jabbo?
Yeah, you know, and sometimes you have to hold your hands up, you know, when the opposition have got genuine quality attackers and they can produce moments like this, and that's the way you draw a game, then, you know, you have to just hold your hands up and say, you know, there's nothing you can do against that sort of level of quality.
Absolutely. We look ahead now then. We've got to take some positives and credit out of this one and move on now.
Yeah, it was a decent enough performance. It was much improved defensively on last week, where I thought we looked a little bit open against the Port Vale side, who were decent, but ultimately nothing special. And I think today we shored it up a little bit. We showed a different side to us. We battled, and I think we can take solace in the fact that it was only really a real moment of quality when we were effectively down to 10 men that has cut us open in the end.
Reading away, so it always maybe feels on paper a tough place to go. They've lost their last two though. We've got to go out there now and look to build on this point again.
Yeah, 100%. You know, we hear the name Reading, but they've been in the league now a couple of seasons. They lost some key players. You know, one of the best players went to Charlton this summer. So, you know, we have to capitalise on that. You know, but this is, like I said, a great solid performance against a good side. You know, there's lots of positives to take, and the moments we look pretty dangerous on the attack as well. And if we can, like I said, there was moments when we stretched them and got in behind and it looked really dangerous. If we can continue to do that and open teams up, we've got good attackers, and it was nice to see us solid and people throwing their bodies on the line.
It certainly was. Well, it wasn't speed for the O's today, but as we always say here on Orient Live, you've got to respect the point. A massive thanks to Jabbo Beer and Brendan Pitcher for joining me today, and a massive thank you for your support wherever you've been watching. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and up the O's.